Welcome to Have Haunted. I'm your host, Candi, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Raji. Hello, Raji.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you? Together, we'll explore the ghost stories and haunting histories that line the iconic Mississippi River. From the misty shores of Wisconsin to the shadowy bayous of Louisiana, we'll uncover eerie mansions, tragic love stories, and mischievous spirits. So sit back, relax, and let the journey begin into the supernatural.
Oh,
Whoa, we're going to start at the top. So we're going to go with Minnesota. This is in St. Paul. It's for Poe's Restaurant. For Poe's Restaurant, a Victorian mansion turned a fine dining establishment, has long been a St. Paul landmark. Built in the 1870s by dry goods magnate Joseph Librant. For Paul, the mansion was a showpiece of Irving Park, featuring lavish furnishings, landscape gardens, and grand architecture. Yet behind its elegance lies a tragic love story that still lingers in its halls. Joseph's love affair with Molly, scandalous. One of his maids ended in heartbreak and despair. Pregnant and abandoned, Molly took her own life on the third floor, while Joseph later died by suicide as well. Many believe their spirits remain within the mansion walls. Guests and staff reportedly report Molly's apparition, often seen wearing a brown cape, and Joseph's ghost spotted strolling through the dining room. Other eerie encounters include phantom footsteps, objects moving on their own, and even tables lifting off the ground. A sudden scent of lilac, believed to be Molly's lingering presence, often drifts through the air. Despite its ghostly reputation, Fort Paul's remains a destination for food lovers and paranormal enthusiasts alike, serving exquisite French cuisine in an unforgettable setting where history and haunting intertwine. So from there, we go over to Griggs Mansion. If you're looking for something darker, the Griggs Mansion might be Minnesota's most haunted house. Built in 1883 by businessman Chauncey Griggs, this Victorian sandstone masterpiece has seen decades of ghostly activity. Among its spirits are a maid who hung herself in 1915, a little girl in a white gown. The fourth floor landing and library are hotspots for paranormal encounters, with reports of disembodied footsteps, icy touches, and objects moving inexplicably. One of the chilling incident involved journalists who intended to debunk the mansion's ghost stories, but fled after hearing footsteps on the empty staircase. I would have fled too. The Griggs Mansion is now a private residence, but its reputation as a haunted landmark indoors.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know about the footsteps going down the stairs.
I mean, unless they're going to give me winning lottery tickets so I can get another house and a car and pay my bills. They have said, I'm just saying.
Right.
So we've gone from a mansion to a museum. We are going to the Gibbs Farmhouse Museum. For a mix of history and hauntings, head to the Gibbs Farmhouse Museum. Established in 1849 by Herman Jane Gibbs, the farm offers a pioneer life and Dakota culture. But it's not without its ghosts. Tragedy struck in 1867 when 9-year-old William Gibbs died while helping to fight a prairie fire. Since the farm became a museum, visitors have reported seeing William's apparition, hearing unexplained footsteps, and encountering self-moving objects. During historical Halloween events, the museum's eerie charm shines, from toys mysteriously moved in locked rooms to sightings of a boy's face in an upstairs window. The Gibbs Farmhouse offers both education and intrigue. Whoa, whoa. Now we go to the Landmark Center. No tour of haunted St. Paul would be complete without the Landmark Center. Built in 1902, this architectural masterpiece once hosted federal trials for infamous gangsters like Babyface Nelson. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Machine Gun Kelly. Not the one we know now, not the young one. This is an old dude. Okay. But its most famous ghost is Jack Heifer, a bellhop turned criminal who ended his life in a jail cell. Jack's spirit haunts the third floor and restrooms, where visitors report doors opening on their own and hearing spectral laughter. Wedding photos have captured transparent figures, and during receptions, bottles and glasses sometimes topple without explanation. Today, the Landmark Center is a hub for arts and events. Let's visit the Fitzgerald Theater, Minnesota's oldest operating theater. Built in 1910, this venue was hosted vaudeville, movies, and Minnesota Public Radio. But it's also home to two prominent ghosts, stagehand Ben and an actress named Veronica. Ben moves tools and appears in a workman's uniform, while Veronica leaves lipstick marks on mirrors and enchants visitors with her spectral singing.
Leaves lipstick on your collar, on your husband's
How many
collar.
men
What?
by their because they think they cheated. Employees and patrons report seeing shadowy figures on catwalks, hearing unexplained sounds, and feeling sudden cold spots. Renovations in the 1980s stirred up activity, but instead of scaring people away, these hauntings have added to the theater's unique allure.
Over to Minneapolis. Our journey begins at Minneapolis City Hall, an architectural marvel. Beyond its iconic towers, the grand Father of the Water sculpture, the city hides a dark secret, the ghost of John Moshik, the last man executed in Hennepin County. In 1898, Moshik was hanged after being convicted of murder. The execution was botched, leaving a gruesome legacy that lingers on the building's 5th floor, where death row was once located. Visitors and staff report cold drafts, shadowy figures, and poltergeist-like activity, including self-flushing toilets and disembodied footsteps. One chilling tale involves a judge's photograph that fell, became mysteriously stained with blood, and then later appeared unscathed on the wall. Despite its haunted reputation, the City Hall remains a vital part of Minneapolis life. So from there, our next stop, we head to the Minneapolis Institute of the Arts, where the beauty of its vast collection is contrasted by its ghostly phenomena. Founded in 1883 and housed in a Beaux Arts building, the museum's history includes tales of hauntings linked to its exhibits and period rooms. One of the most famous spirits is Miss T in cream silk, a ghostly woman linked to a George Wesley Bellows painting who startled a sleeping guard in 2007. Other encounters include a shadowy figure in the Queen Anne room, and disembodied legs spotted walking alongside a security guard. Cold spots in the Connecticut room and ghostly presences in the historical displays deepen the museum's paranormal lore. Even with its eerie elements, the MIA remains a premier cultural destination blending artistic inspiration and supernatural intrigue. Next, we're going to dive into the haunting stories of the First Avenue Club, a legendary music venue and a cornerstone of Minneapolis music scene. Originally a grain bus town station in 1937, the building transformed into a nightclub in 1970, hosting iconic acts like Prince, U2, and the Ramones. But behind the music lies a history of tragedy and hauntings. The most famous ghost is a teenage girl who hung herself in the women's restroom. Patrons and staff describe her red eyes and green army jacket, often accompanied by unexplained sobbing. On the dance floor, some have spotted a legless ghost dancing amidst the crowd, while DJs report strange noises and equipment malfunctions during performances. With its rich cultural legacy and chilling ghost stories, the First Avenue Club offers a hauntingly unique experience for music lovers and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Our next destination is the Hennepin History Museum, a mansion-turned museum filled with historical facts and ghostly energy. Built in 1919 by George H. Christian, a flour milling magnate, the house is an architectural gem with a mysterious reputation. Visitors often report strange smells, such as pipe smoke or perfume, and sensations of being watched. In one incident, a spinning water dispenser baffled staff, while the icons of the bereaved mourning exhibit, featuring personal items tied to grief, is thought to carry a lingering psychic energy. The museum's unique blend of historical preservation and paranormal intrigue makes it a must-visit for anyone curious about Minneapolis's past and its ghostly echoes.
Now we go over to Winona.
Yes.
Winona. I wonder how the other Winona's doing. All right, anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Let's begin at St. Mary's University, a Catholic institution founded in 1912 by Bishop Patrick Richard Heffron.
That's a name.
Yeah, but wasn't that...
Say that 3 times in a row.
Right? Patrick Richard Heffron. Wasn't there also a comedian from Last Comic Standing, one with Ralphie May on it named Heffron? Anyway, known for academic rigor and roots, St. Mary's also has a darker side, one filled with tragedy and lingering spirits. In 1915, a shocking incident unfolded when Father Lawrence M. Leshes, angered over being denied a parish, attempted to assassinate Bishop Heffron. Though the bishop survived, the trauma of that event marked the university forever. Leshes was declared insane and institutionalized until his death in 1943, but his story doesn't end there. Students residing in Heffron Hall, built in 1921, report chilling encounters tied to Leshes' spirit. Many describe spectral footsteps, cold drafts, and even cowled figure appearing in their dreams, often about 1:45 a.m., the time of Leshes' death. Some claim to feel unseen hands touching them, and one student even injured themselves punching what they believed to be a ghostly intruder. For real. Are you punching walls?
I shouldn't laugh because, I would be like, if someone's touching you and you don't see anything there, but that's funny.
Exactly. Adding to it is the mysterious death of Father Edward Lynch, whose body was found surrounded by unburned sheets and what many believe to be a cursed room. St. Mary's blends its academic excellence with ghostly lore, leaving students and visitors alike with the unnerving sense that the past is always watching. One of
the Greenhouse.
That's a name. Who tragically fell from the stage catwalk in 1973. His ghost is linked to phantom footsteps, putting lights and sudden equipment malfunctions during rehearsals. SU embraces its haunted reputation with events like Ghost Stories from the Lord's Attic and showcasing how the university turns a spectral history into cultural phenomena. That's right. Wabasha. We're going to Wabasha now. Our journey begins on the dark country roads of Wabasha, Minnesota, where from 1875 to 1900, travelers whispered about a phantom known as a racing scalawag. Picture this, a shadowy horse and carriage house unsuspecting travelers spooking horses and leaving overturned wagons in its wake. The racing scalawag was no ordinary menace. Despite repeated efforts by police to corner him, the ghostly driver always vanished without a trace. In one dramatic encounter near Lake City, officers thought they had him trapped in a barn. But when they entered, the carriage was gone, as if it had evaporated into thin air. Folklore suggests the scalawag might be linked to tales of racing the devil, a motif found in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and even European traditions. While the Phantom Racer caused no fatalities, his legend endures as a chilling reminder of the dangers of reckless speed and the eerie mysteries of rural roads.
Right. Well, he may not kill you, but I would be scared shitless if I saw anything that was trying to chase me like that down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
It ain't funny because people drive crazy to get startled. Next thing you know, they're off the road. So.
Right.
Yeah, drive with caution, drive with caution. Next, we travel to Wabasha. We have a Bash's grocery store. So is it Wabasha's? But next, we travel to Wabasha Anderson House Hotel, built in 1856. This charming inn, once celebrated for its Dutch cooking and unique tradition of lending guests cats to cuddle. I'm allergic. Cats cuddle overnight, also harbor ghostly secrets. Cats take your soul. Guests frequently reported encounters with Victorian-era apparitions. A man and women in period attire were often seen ascending the grand staircase, only to disappear into thin air. Then there's the phantom train conductor who startled guests by asking for tickets on the third floor before vanishing. Even the cats seem aware of the spectral presences, often hissing at empty spaces or leaping away from invisible entities. Though the Anderson House closed in 2009, its legacy as Minnesota's oldest hotel and its ghostly tales continue to fascinate. Its quirky traditions and paranormal stories remain woven into the fabric of Wabasha's history. That's a name right there.
Well, I'm telling you, cats are evil and they'll take your soul in a heartbeat. They don't care.
Oh, no. Now, our final stop is the St. James Hotel in Red Wing. Built in 1875, this Italianate-style hotel was once the most luxurious accommodation west of Chicago. Today, it's known as much for its Victorian charm as for its hauntings. Legends claim the St. James was built over an Indian burial ground. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I know.
Indian burial ground, lending a sinister undertone to its opulence. Guests and employees alike have reported showery. Well, it's nice that they shower, but we're talking shadowy figures, disembodied faces, and unexplained phenomena. One of the most chilling incidents involves a mysterious handwritten note that appeared in a locked office. The note simply read, "Who are you?"
Who can it be now?
Right? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. In the basement, chefs have seen floating disembodied heads, while housekeepers often spot shadowy apparitions in unoccupied rooms. Some guests have even fled in the middle of the night after the blinds flapped violently without a cause. Despite its haunted reputation, the St. James Hotel remains a thriving cultural hub with 61 uniquely designed rooms, banquet halls, and boutique shops. Its ghost stories only enhance its appeal, drawing both thrill seekers and history buffs. All right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting, though. That was Minnesota. So now we're going to head over to Wisconsin with West Salem is the city. Hamlin Garland, celebrated for its vivid portrayals of the Midwest prairie life, was also a man deeply fascinated by the supernatural. In 1893, Garland purchased a charming home lovingly named Maple Shade. I like that name. Where his family could find peace and where he could find inspiration. But after his death in 1940, the house took an eerie life of its own. Visitors began reporting locked doors opening on their own, lights turning on without a cause, and the sensation of a warmth in a home with no functioning heat. The most unsettling, a body-shaped impression left on the bedspread in Garland's bedroom despite the room being empty. Could this restless activity stem from Garland's dissatisfaction over his burial? He had wished for his ashes to be scattered on a hillside, but instead they were interred in a cemetery. Some say his spirit remains tethered to Maple Shade, unsettled by this unfulfilled wish. Interestingly, Garland himself was fascinated by a psychic phenomenon, conducting seances and exploring the afterlife. It seems fitting that the home would become a focal point for paranormal activity. So, in downtown La Crosse, the Bodega Brew Pub is a favorite spot for craft beer lovers.
Sounds
but
good.
This building, I know, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I need beer right now. But anyway, this building dating back to Ace holds more than just beer, home to its lingering spirits. After the pub's original owner, Paul Malin, passed away in 1901, strange events began to unfold. Malin's ghost reportedly haunted the building, tormenting later owner A.J. Hine to the point of selling the property. Employees today still report hearing phantom footsteps and seeing objects move on their own. Adding to the pub's lore are tales of a woman's high heels clacking across the basement floor, though no one is there. Whether you're here for the beer or the ghost stories, the Bodega Brew Pub offers a truly spirited experience. Interesting. Beer and ghosts. Not a bad combo. So the Walker House, built in 1836, was once a lovely hub for miners, railroad workers, and travelers in Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Over its 120-year history, it hosted gamblers, adventurers, and fortune seekers before falling into decline. Restoration efforts in the 1960s revived the inn, but also awakened something unexpected. You guessed it, paranormal activity. The most famous spirit tied to the Walker House is William Caffey, a man known for his fiery temper and dramatic end. Before being hanged near the house, legend says that Caffey played beer bottles as instruments in defiance. His rebellious energy seems to linger. His ghost is often seen rearranging furniture, throwing objects, and even appearing headless in the dining room and hallways. Another mystery spirit dressed in 19th century attire, frequently wanders a pub. No one knows who his true identity is. Was he a miner, a traveler, a gambler? His ghost adds an air of mystery to the house's already haunted history. Poltergeist activity is also common. Doors open on their own, chairs shift, and objects fly across the room. In one unsettling case, a door that had been locked tight was found wide open moments later. Despite financial struggles and periods of closure, the Walker House has embraced its haunted reputation. A book documenting ghostly encounters has been sold to fund the preservation efforts, ensuring the stories and the spirits live on. For those brave enough to visit, the Walker House offers more than just history. It provides a chance to witness ghostly furniture rearrangement or an encounter with a ghost figure in the hall. If you ever find yourself in Wisconsin, this legendary inn is worth a visit. Just be prepared for the unexpected. Now we're heading over to Illinois, which is Alton, and I've truly been to Alton before, and most of these places I'm about to speak on I've been to. So our first stop is the McPike Mansion, often regarded as one of America's most haunted houses, was built in the 19th century for businessman and Mayor Henry Guest McPike. While originally a symbol of Victorian elegance, the mansion is now more famous for its ghostly residents than its architecture. Among the spirits said to roam its halls is Paul Lachinger, a former owner often spotted in a striped shirt and tie. Another presence, Sarah, a servant, lingers on the third floor, making herself known by the scent of lilacs. Not all entities are benign. The ominous dark presence on the third floor has resisted every attempt to cross over, adding to the mansion's eerie reputation. Since 1994, ghost tours have helped refund the restoration efforts, offering visitors a first-hand encounter with its chilling history. Those who venture inside may experience sudden cold spots or catch glimpses of shadowy figures, making the McPike Mansion a must-visit for paranormal enthusiasts. So I've actually been to this McPike Mansion. I haven't been in it, but I was able to walk around the property. It's surrounded by trees, so you can't see unless you go in the driveway, but it's really neat. And you could tell it's pretty eerie. It's like old school, and it was kind of eerie. I went last summer to visit, so it wasn't too bad.
Right on.
So from there, we're going over to the First Unitarian Church of Alton, known for its values and inclusivity. Carries a haunting past. Built in 1836. It became the site of Reverend Philip Mercer's tragic suicide in 1934, an event that is believed to have left a lingering ghostly presence. Visitors have reported eerie occurrences, including disembodied voices, phantom footsteps, and an unsettling atmosphere in the basement. Paranormal investigators suggest that Reverend Mercer's spirit remains due to the unresolved emotional trauma. Church member Peg Flatch has even recalled moments where ghostly conversations would abruptly cease as she approached. For those that's crazy. For those daring enough to explore, the First Unitarian Church offers a compelling mix of historical significance and supernatural intrigue. So I have not been to this church inside, but I drove by it.
Okay.
This next one I've been in actually. Once a luxurious spa and hotel, the Mineral Springs Hotel, built in 1914, now operates as an antique mall with a paranormal reputation. Originally drawing guests with its artesian spring water believed to have healing properties, the hotel's past is also marked by tragedy. Several spirits are said to linger within its walls. George's ghost haunts the pool, while the scent of lavender signals the presence of the Jasmine Lady. A little girl who drowned during a swimming lesson is often spotted running through the halls. Another eerie presence is tied to the haunted mural, where the artist's spirit allegedly remains, playfully tugging at women's purses and hair. Visitors to the antique mall may find more than just vintage treasures as the spirits of mineral springs continue to make their presence known. So this hotel, remember how I showed you about that museum that I went to that had all the haunted stuff?
Yes.
And Alton, it's in the antique mall. That's where I went in. So it's right in Alton, and it's a wonderful place. It's very quirky, LGBTQ friendly. I mean, it has a lot of cool stuff in there, but they had it roped off, so I couldn't exactly go to the top to see the hotel part. But you could tell it has some stuff going on there, though. So it's very old, but it's nice. I mean, I liked it. And then from there, we just go down the street. Alton Penitentiary, Illinois' first state prison, was established in 1833 and later became notorious Civil War military prison. Overcrowding and rampant disease and harsh conditions led to the deaths of more than 1,500 Confederate soldiers, many of them who were buried on Sunflower Island, now lost between the river's waters.
Wow.
Though dismantled in the 1870s, the penitentiary's dark history refuses to fade. Visitors like me to the site frequently reported ghostly cries, shadowy figures, and eerie sightings of Confederate soldiers. Even homes built using the prison stones are believed to retain the lingering energy of the tragic past, enduring the penitentiary's legacy endures more ways than one. So yeah, I've been to this prison. It's very small. It has a couple of walls standing, and there's like a plaque there, but it's interesting. It's literally right across the street from this other restaurant, this fancy restaurant, and there's a parking lot next to it. You walk up to it, you can touch the stone, but it's just a very small section. You can walk around it. I didn't feel anything there, but I'm not going to use any bricks to build a home.
Yeah, sure. No.
But Alton is a good place to visit if you're in Illinois. It's only, from where I live, it's only an hour and a half drive. 2 hours. It's right across the river from St. Louis on the Illinois side. So it's a good place to visit.
Very good.
From there, we go to Cairo. I've never been to Cairo, but the Cairo Public Library, located in the historic Safford Memorial Building, stands as a stunning example of 19th century architecture. Built in 1884 as a tribute to Alfred B. Safford, the library boasts stained glass windows, ornate bookshelves, and a rare Tiffany clock, preserving a sense of timeless elegance. Beyond its historical significance, the library is also known for its resident ghost, affectionately called Toby. Playful and mischievous, Toby likes to make his presence known through unexplained footsteps, flickering lights, and the eerie sound of a rocking chair, despite no such chair being in the building. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Many believe Toby's antics are his way of keeping the library lively, ensuring that it remains an inviting space and even into the stillness of the night. Visitors to the Cairo Public Library may leave with more than just knowledge. They may also experience a glimpse into the unknown. Crazy.
Yeah.
So Mound City National Cemetery was established in 1864 during the Civil War, serves as the final resting place for over 9,000 soldiers and their families. Among them are 2,637 unknown Union and Confederate soldiers, their graves standing as a solemn reminders of their sacrifice and loss. The cemetery's atmosphere is steeped in history, where the past feels ever present. Amid the rows of headstones, a ghostly figure is said to wander. The apparition of a woman believed to be the devoted wife to Brigadier General John B. Turchin, known as the Mad Cossack, for his Russian military background. Her spirit is often seen moving through the graves, a lingering symbol of love and loyalty that transcends death. His ghostly presence adds an emotional depth to the cemetery, intertwining history with the legend. Whether drawn by the historical significance or the ghostly tales, Mound City National Cemetery remains a powerful testament to the past. From there, we're going to roll ourselves down to the Magnolia Manor. A breathtaking 14-room Italianate mansion stands as a symbol of Cairo's post-Civil War prosperity. But between 1869 and 1872, Charles Gallagher, the home showcases Victorian elegance with Carrara marble fireplaces, ornate plaster friezes, and a grand cherrywood staircase. Beyond its architectural splendor, Magnolia Manor is also known for its ghostly inhabitants. Visitors and staff have reported apparitions in the 19th century clothing, disembodied whisperers, and the spirit of a dark-haired young boy who playfully runs through the halls before vanishing. Other eerie occurrences include doors opening and closing on their own, steps echoing on empty staircases, and sudden, unexplained cold spots. Now operating as a museum, Magnolia Manor preserves Cairo's golden age, offering visitors both a historical and supernatural experience. That might be interesting to go see. I don't know. I don't even know where Cairo is, to be honest.
You don't know where it's near you?
Yeah, it's near me somewhere in Illinois, but I think it's not that far, I don't think. But I gotta look it up because I might have to take a road trip.
There you go. You might stop by Galena's because that's where we're going right now. The Joe Daviess County Historical Society Museum, originally built in 1858 as the home of businessman Daniel A. Burroughs, has witnessed wealth, decline, and reinvention. After serving at the law for the Old Fellows, it is transformed into a museum preserving Galena's rich history. However, the building is known for more than just its artifacts. Paranormal activity began in 1988 when staff reported hearing an unseen hand play a chord on the museum's piano. Since then, visitors have experienced disembodied footsteps, vibrating trays, and shadowy apparitions. Some believe the hauntings are linked to Barrow's tragic financial downfall, while others suspect that spirits may be attached to the museum's 10,000 historical artifacts. Ooh, that's a lot of artifacts.
That's a lot. Wow.
Yeah. Whether drawn by its historical significance or eerie legends, the museum offers a unique experience, one that may include an unexpected encounter with the supernatural. So we're going to head over to the DeSoto. The DeSoto Hotel, Illinois' oldest continuously operating hotel, has been a landmark of elegance and history since its establishment in 1855. Over the years, it has welcomed notable guests such as Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, and Stephen A. Douglas. However, the hotel is also known for its ghostly encounters. Guests frequently report seeing spirits dressed in period attire, including women in hoop skirts and figures passing through the walls where doors once existed. One particularly eerie account tells of a mother and daughter who both witnessed a woman in 19th century clothing appearing in their room, an encounter that, while harmless, left them deeply unsettled. Following a $7.8 million restoration in the 1980s, the hotel's historic grandeur was revived, but some believe the renovations also stirred its lingering spirits. Today, the DeSoto House is as renowned for its hauntings as it is for their luxurious hospitality.
Crazy stuff. So from there, we're going to go over to Grafton at the Rubell Hotel. That's how I say it, Rubell Hotel. The Rubell Hotel, built in 1884, thrived during Grafton's golden era as a bustling river town, serving steamboat operators, quarry workers, and travelers. The saloon and dance hall were central to the town's social life, reflecting the vibrancy of the 19th century economy. A devastating fire in 1912 nearly destroyed the hotel, but was rebuilt, expanding with a restaurant and a larger dance hall. During World War II, the dance hall was converted into living quarters for the Coast Guard personnel. However, the steamboat travel declined and Grafton's last railroad line shut down in 1948. The town fell into economic hardship. The Rubell endured these changes, standing as a silent witness until its restoration by Jeff Lorton family in 1996. Today, it blends historic charm with modern amenities, offering fine dining, Wi-Fi, and luxurious accommodations. Beyond its rich history, the Rubell Hotel is best known for Amanda, the ghostly little girl who has become a beloved part of its identity, often seen near the second-floor stairway or hallway. Amanda's presence is described as playful yet mysterious. Guests have reported sightings of her apparition, cold spots, and eerie photographs capturing unexplained orbs. The mystery of Amanda's origins remains unsolved. Some believe she was a child who passed away in the area during the 19th century, drawn to the hotel's lively energy. Others suggest she is connected to the hotel's post-fire reconstruction, lingering in a place where she once knew. Makes sense. The Rubell Hotel embraces Amanda's legend, sharing her story with guests and paranormal enthusiasts. Many visitors have reported faint giggles in the second-floor hallway, fleeting glimpses of a child near the stairway, and sensation of being watched. Though the encounters are eerie, Amanda's spirit is said to be friendly, adding to extra layer of intrigue to this historic destination. Crazy. So, from there, we're going to where I currently live, which is a river town in Quincy. Quincy is a gem city. Quincy's origins trace back to 1819 when John Wood founded the settlement atop a limestone bluffs overlooking the Mississippi River. Named after President John Quincy Adams, the city quickly became a thriving culture and economic hub. By the 1850s, it flourished as a major steamboat port, facilitating commerce and travel across the Midwest. Beyond its economic success, Quincy played a crucial humanitarian role. In 1839, it provided refuge to 5,000 Mormons fleeing persecution in Missouri, and it later became a key stop on the Underground Railroad, enslaved people seeking freedom. Its historical significance was further cemented in 1850 when it hosted one of the famed Lincoln-Douglas debates. That's just down the street from me. Shaping the course of U.S. politics. Yet, alongside the legacy of its resilience and progress, Quincy is also steeped in legends and lore. Stories of haunting and mysterious happenings add an eerie twist to its history, making it a city where the past lingers in more than one way. So true. So very true. Now, this place up next is Burton Cave Preserve, an 85-acre sanctuary of natural beauty and mystery. It is home to the ancient limestone cave and a diverse ecosystem, including 5 species of bats.
Wow.
While the preservation, it's really neat. While the preserve is an ecological treasure, it's also steeped in eerie folklore dating back to the 80s. Local legend tells of a black-robed performing a strange ritual near a glowing altar deep within the cave. A woman in white reportedly appeared before vanishing along the altar with candles when authorities arrived. Though the cave's entrance was restricted by a bat gate in the 1990s, thrill seekers like myself still report unsettling sensations near the arch of the opening. Whether a product of imagination or a glimpse of the unknown, Burton Cave remains a captivating fusion of natural wonder and the chilling legend, both drawn to nature lovers and those intrigued by the supernatural. Now, let me tell you a story about this. So me and my 7-year-old little cousin, I said, let's go try to find these caves. Well, it had just rained, whatever. So Google told me the wrong way. So we're going along and we were on some back road on someone's property. And that's how Suri told us to go. My little cousin's like, well, Suri told you wrong. Clearly she did. She got us lost. Anyway, we drove right by. We didn't go in it because it's really heavily wooded. And you can't go in there. You can't go to it unless you have permission. And I didn't know that because I was brand new. You know what I mean? So it was a whole to-do. I never heard the end of it from my cousin. You got us lost, but we made it. But yeah, we tried to go there, but it's not that far from my house. It's maybe 10 miles or so. Something like that. But yeah. So this next one is Ghost Hollow Road, which is down the street, maybe 5 miles from my house. Ghost Hollow Road. And I might add, I've never been on this road. I've drove by it, but I've never been on this road, but I'm going to. Yeah, Ghost Hollow Road, a quiet stretch of farmland south of Quincy, carries a chilling reputation steeped in paranormal lore. Despite its peaceful appearance, and it does look peaceful, stories of haunted mansions, ghostly figures, and unexplained phenomenon have made it a hotspot for thrill seekers and ghost hunters alike. One of the most famous legends tells of a mansion that mysteriously burned down, yet continues to reappear and disappear within the woods. Drivers on the road have reported hearing reported glowing green lights chasing their cars, only to later find phantom handprints on their vehicles. Adding to the mystery, the ghost of a blonde-haired woman in the 19th century clothing has been spotted walking along the road, disappearing with a eerie smirk when approached. While Ghost Hollow Road fascinates paranormal enthusiasts, locals advise visitors to respect private property. Whether these stories are myths or glimpses of the unknown, the road remains one of Quincy's most legendary and mysterious locations. Now, on this road, there's supposed to be like a cemetery somewhere on there, but no one can ever find it. And they say it's haunted, but it's not. And you have believers and non-believers. But I've drove by the road because I believe it goes east and west.
Mm-hmm.
I drove by it, but I've never been on it. Now we're going to Quincy University, which is literally only maybe 2 blocks from my house, 2 or 3 blocks. Mm-hmm. Quincy University, founded in 1860 by Franciscan friars, is a place where academic tradition meets eerie folklore. Several buildings are believed to be haunted, with the ghost stories adding intriguing supernatural element to university life. Solano Hall, formerly St. Aloysius Orphanage, is said to be haunted by the echoes of ghostly laughter and the screams of children who perished in the fire. The McHugh Theater, the spirit of Professor Hugh Fitzgerald, is believed to linger, his passion for theater undiminished even in death. Dormitories like Padua Hall and Willer Hall have unsettling reports of cold spots, mysterious lights, and objects moving on their own. These ghostly tales have become woven into Quincy University's culture, blending its rich history and enduring legend. For students and faculty, the possibility of an encounter with the unknown adds an extra layer of mystery to campus life. I drive by this campus all the time. That's where the Henry Hyatt folklore, remember we did that folklore one? That's where his original book is held, part of it is over in the Quincy.
Okay, yeah.
So to wrap up Quincy's unique identity is shaped with both its rich history and lingering mysteries. As a city of resilience, it has played a vital role in shaping the history, providing sanctuary to those in need, to hosting key political moments. Yet alongside its historical significance, Quincy is also home to eerie legends. So whether you're at the Burton Cave or the Ghost Hollow Road, Quincy offers an experience where history and folklore intertwine. It's a place where the past refuse to fade, whispering through the streets, and stories captivating both history buffs and seekers of the supernatural. It's a lovely city. I live here. I love it. There's a lot of paranormal stuff. So if you're into that, good. There's a Woodland Cemetery, which has John Wood, the founder of Quincy. He's buried there. I've been to his grave several times. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff.
The Black Hawk Hotel, a Davenport landmark since 1915, has long been a symbol of luxury, hosting celebrities like Cary Grant, Pearl Bailey, and Richard Nixon. Names I have not heard in a mighty long time. They're all dead anyway, but holy crap, Pearl Bailey. Wow. Known for its elegance and high-profile guests, the hotel also carries a reputation for ghostly visitors who seem just as attached to its grandeur as the living. Grandeur. One of the most famous figures is a phantom musician whose piano melodies have been heard drifting from the ballroom, even when it stands empty. Another well-known presence is a woman in a blue dress believed to be a member of Davenport's high society, seen gracefully gliding through the hallways as if revealing a gala from the past. Perhaps the most intriguing legends involves Hollywood icon Cary Grant, who passed away in a hotel in 1986. Guests have reported sightings of an elderly man in a suit wandering the halls, only to realize they have encountered Grant's lingering spirit. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
At St. Ambrose University, history and the paranormal intertwine at Ambrose Hall, the campus's oldest building, constructed in 1885 as a seminary. Over the years, the fourth floor is the center of eerie ghost stories with reports of unexplained activity keeping the legend alive. One of the most well-known spirits is that of a priest believed to still watch over the building. Students and staff have reported footsteps echoing through the empty halls and lights flickering for no apparent reason. Paranormal investigators have even captured chilling EVPs with unsettling phases. Paranormal investigators have captured chilling EVPs with unsettling phrases like, "There is something wrong with me," and "Jesus is not alive." Okay.
Wow.
Adding to the hall's mystique is the tragic tale of a female student who allegedly lost her faith and took her own life. Many believe her spirit lingers in search of peace, with unexplained scents of incense and mysterious lights contributing to the building's haunted reputation. As a result, Ambrose Hall remains a cornerstone of St. Ambrose University's ghostly folklore, blending history with lingering supernatural intrigue. Beep Museum, established in 1867, is one of the oldest museums west of the Mississippi River, renowned for its vast collection of artifacts, including Egyptian relics and shrunken heads. Ooh, have you been to this museum? No, we're still in Iowa. You've been to Iowa, haven't you?
Yeah, but not Davenport.
Okay. Well, it primarily serves as a center for history and science. It has also gained a reputation as a hotspot for paranormal activity. Investigators have recorded eerie EVPs in the Egyptian gallery, capturing unexplained female laughter and the name Anna. In another chilling incident, an unexplained 8-degree temperature drop near the IMAX theater, coupled with EMF activity, has fueled speculation about lingering spirits within the museum's walls. Despite its ghostly associations, the Putnam Museum takes a balanced approach, hosting events like the Science of Ghost Haunting to explore the intersection of history and the paranormal. Though it doesn't actively promote itself as haunted, its mysterious atmosphere continues to intrigue visitors drawn to both its artifacts and spectral legends. Dubuque. That's another place that from in a while. Dubuque.
I've never been there either.
Ooh, they got ham at this house. The Matthias ham. I like ham. The Matthias ham, an elegant Italian villa built in 1856, stands as a testament to pre-Civil War luxury. Designed by architect John Francis Ragg, who also crafted, the Iowa City Capitol building, the mansion reflects the grandeur of its time. Yet beneath its opulent exterior lies a history steeped in legend, tragedy, paranormal intrigue. Following the death of Matthias Ham, oh, that's his name, Ham, because he's dead now. In 1889, his daughter Sarah lived alone in the house. I can't be in some big place by myself like that. It's too much. According to local lore, a river pirate seeking revenge for a past conflict with her father broke in one night. Armed with a pistol, Sarah defended herself, killing the intruder, yet many believe his spirit never left. Reports of ghostly lantern lights drifting from window to window, phantom footsteps, unexplained cold spots, and objects moving overnight have fueled the home's haunted reputation. Electrical disturbances such as flickering lights further add to the eerie atmosphere. Beyond its ghostly legends, the Matthias Ham House serves as a museum, showcasing 19th century life through exhibits like the dog trot cabin and a refined shaft. Yet for many visitors, it's a home lingering of supernatural energy that makes the experience truly unforgettable. Those daring enough to explore may find themselves feeling an icy breeze or hearing a mysterious creak of a chair shifting on its own. All right. We're still in Dubuque. We're just going to the Grand Opera House, which is a cultural landmark in Dubuque since 1890, has long been a stage for legendary performances, hosting icons like Sarah Bernhardt and Ethel Barrymore. The theater thrived before transitioning into a movie house and later returning to live productions after renovations in 1986. While it remains a hub for the performing arts, it is equally known for its ghostly inhabitants. Actors and staff frequently report eerie encounters, from shadowy figures and sudden cold drafts to unexplained sounds echoing through the theater. A spirit named Sarah is said to have haunted the fifth-floor costume shop, with many believing she harbors a dislike for women. One visitor even claimed to have been pushed down the stairs by an unseen force. Spotlights have been seen moving on their own, technical equipment malfunctions mysteriously, and in one chilling instance, a cameraman captured a ghostly figure just as his lens inexplicably failed. Disembodied voices and laughter have been heard from the audience seats, and actors often feel watched from the balcony even when no one is there. Despite these ghostly encounters, the spirits seem to embrace the theater's creative energy, adding to an eerie charm to its storied past. Whether drawn by its productions or paranormal legends, visitors to the Grand Opera House may find that some performances extend beyond the living.
Whoa. See, I need to go visit. So we're going to hop over to Missouri, St. Louis. We began at the Edgewood Children's Center, originally founded in 1834 as the St. Louis Protestant Orphans Asylum, created to care for children orphaned by a cholera epidemic. This location carries a heavy emotional legacy. Known today as the Rock House, the building has transitioned over the years to serve emotionally disturbed youth. Ghostly children have been seen near the old cottonwood tree playing tag in the moonlight. Visitors report hearing footsteps on the staircase that no longer exist, and a disembodied presence named Rachel is known for moving objects around the house. The spirits of children who perished in the fire and a tunnel collapse seem tied to this place, their energy lingering as a reminder of the past tragedies. Edgewood's Children's Center remains a unique blend of compassion and the paranormal, its haunting reputation serving as a testament to the lives it once sheltered. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, we head over to Wester's Grove, where the gym house, built in 1890, tells a tale of mystery and ghostly activity. This two-story residence, once home to the reclusive Henry Gem, has been a site for paranormal phenomenon for decades. From tiny handprints in the attic to objects moving on their own, the gym house seems alive with energy. Residents have reported ghostly footsteps at 2 a.m., animal reactions to unseen entities, and even a hidden chamber in the attic revealed by Gem's ghost. Despite the playful nature of these spirits, the gem house leaves an unforgettable impression to those who pass through its doors. Interesting. I had to visit these places.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the Couples House, built in 1880s by entrepreneur Samuel Couples, stands as a Gothic revival masterpiece at St. Louis University. But beneath its architectural grandeur lies a haunting legacy. Samuel Couples, upset over his family's disregard for his posthumous wishes, is said to haunt the mansion. Reports of shadowy figures, flickering lights, and furniture moving on its own have become common. The library, couple's favorite room, is a center of activity, with chairs repositioned and books appearing where they don't belong. Today, the couple's house remains a symbol of 19th century opulence and a home for lingering spirits. So from St. Louis, we go back up north to Hannibal, Missouri, but it is a river town. Yeah, the Rockcliffe Mansion. And I think I showed you a picture of the mansion. I sent you a text. It's perched on a rocky knoll overlooking Hannibal. Rockcliffe Mansion is a 13,500 square foot marvel of luxury and craftsmanship built in 1898 by lumber baron John J. Cruikshank. The mansion epitomized the Gilded Age grandeur. Today, guests report seeing Cruikshank's spirit wandering the rooms, particularly in his canopy bed, near his canopy bed and music room. His portrait, eerily lifelike, seems to follow visitors with its eyes. And then there's an unmistakable scent of cigar smoke, a signature of Mark Twain, who once delivered his farewell to Hannibal's sweet cheer. Paranormal enthusiasts frequently document apparitions, objects moving, unexplained noises, and some experience seeming almost tailored to the individual visitor. Whether you come for the history of the haunting or the hauntings, Rockcliffe Mansion offers an unforgettable glimpse into the elegance and mystery of a bygone era. So this isn't too far from Mark Twain's boyhood home. They have tours, but it's closed until it opens back up in like the late spring or between the late spring and the summertime. Where it's at, it's very hilly in Hannibal. It's pretty. I'll put a picture.
Probably don't want you up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I parked in front of it because it said it wouldn't open yet. It almost felt like people were watching you inside.
Yeah.
It almost felt like you weren't alone because I was taking pictures and I'm like, yeah, I swear to God, there's someone in the window, but you look and there's no one there. It's a pretty place.
Hmm.
So a short distance from the rock cliff lies the Garden House Bed and Breakfast, a stunning Queen Anne Victorian home built in 1896 by Albert Pettibone Jr. Known for its charm and hospitality, the inn also harbors a darker, ghostly side. Albert Pettibone Jr.'s ghost is said to roam the upper floors. His presence felt in hallways and bedrooms. Guests frequently hear piano music echoing through the house, even when there is no one playing. In the dining room, table settings are often mysteriously rearranged, a playful or perhaps meticulous gesture from beyond.
Hmm.
The basement is another hotspot with reports of sawing noises, a nod to Pettibone's connection to the sawmill industry. One particularly chilling story involves a guest who claimed to have been possessed by Pettibone's spirit during her stay. Described vivid memories and the sensations she couldn't explain. Yet the hauntings at the garden house remain harmless, adding a layer of intrigue to the inn's Victorian elegance. So, question.
Hmm.
So, about the guest who claimed to have been possessed by Pettibone's spirit during his stay, but she described vivid memories and sensations. How is that being possessed? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get possessed? Shouldn't it be like bothered? She was bothered by Pettibone's ghost, not
Yeah.
possessed. Possession is totally different. So I get it. She could have been like, he could have bothered her while she was there, but not possessed. That's
Right.
just my opinion.
No.
Weird. But the garden house, it's all pretty. It's all in Hannibal. It's 30 minutes from Quincy. So I'm going to go and check it out this summer. Both of them. So we're going to head over to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Now this one's kind of cool. It's the tale of Captain Mulls and the glass casket.
Oh,
Our
wow.
first story takes us to Holly Grove, Kansas, a small town steeped in history and the whispers of the past. Here in the late 1800s lived a man known as Captain Mulls, a retired sea captain who had settled far from the ocean in an historic home with a dark story past, one built entirely by enslaved individuals, its very foundations echoing the untold stories. But it wasn't the house itself that turned Captain Mulls into a local legend. It was what, or rather who, was inside it.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Mulls was a man of the sea, a traveler who had seen faraway lands and endless horizons, yet it was not the ocean that anchored his heart, but a woman. It's always a woman or a man. A Native American woman whose name has been lost to time became his great love, a presence so powerful that their romance felt almost otherworldly. But as often the case with great love stories, tragedy struck. His wife died unexpectedly, leaving Captain Mulls utterly heartbroken, a grief so profound that it defied reason, defied time itself, and he refused to let her go. Unable to part from her, Captain Mulls took an extraordinary and unsettling step. He preserved her body in a glass casket and kept it in his home. Imagine the scene, a glass coffin resting in a dim glow of a lantern light, the thick air with the scent of aged wood, candle wax, and loss. A room where time stood still, where love and grief had woven an unspeakable spell. The house, located along U.S. Highway 49, became the site of fascination and fear. Locals whispered of Captain Mulls' sorrow and the macabre shine to his lost love. It felt like something out of a tragic fairy tale, a real-life Snow White. But there was no dwarfs, no magic, no waking kiss, only a man unwilling to let go. Weird. I don't know that I would do that. Captain Mulls lived on, a man forever mourning his home frozen in time, the glass casket a testament to the depth of human devotion and extreme grief. It wasn't until his death in 1935 that his wife's remains were finally laid to rest in a local cemetery, yet the legend never died. The haunting legacy of Captain Mulls to this day, Holly Grove's residents still tell the story. Some say his spirit lingers, others are searching for the love he refused to let go in life. Others claim the house itself remembers, the walls whispering a love story too painful to forget. But one thing remains certain: love may transcend death, but so does sorrow. And in the story of Captain Mulls, the line between devotion and despair was forever blurred. I don't know that I would put my loved one in a casket in this.
I'm not watching.
Yeah, you're just watching a dead body. My question is, how did he get it? I'm pretty sure they have formaldehyde and all that stuff. But that was back in the day. So how did he do all that?
Candles, wax. There was first of all, where did you get a glass casket from? There was no Costco. I mean, where was your hookup? You know what? I wanted to see pictures.
I got questions. From Holly Grove, we traveled to Helena, Arkansas. The Phillips County Museum is a fascinating place where history and legend intertwine. It houses an extensive collection of Native American artifacts, Civil War relics. It's always Native American artifacts. It's just cool. Civil War. What was that?
So it's sad because, it's good that we have them, but history nowadays. Proceed.
It houses an extensive collection of Native American artifacts, Civil War relics, and even a Thomas Edison exhibit. However, its most famous resident is not an artifact of history, but a wax mannequin named Mabel Thatcher. Mabel's story is one of love and tragedy. In the 1800s, she fell deeply in love with Ralph Mooney, who tragically drowned in a ferry accident. Heartbroken, she died soon after, and her memory, a wax figure, was created. Cased in glass, her likeness remains in the museum. But according to folklore, it doesn't always stay there. Local legend claims that on a full night, I can't believe the wax goes and shit. No way. Hell no. Oh my God. Local legend claims that on full moon nights, Mabel's mannequin comes to life. No, thank you. Wandering the museum's balcony in search of her lost love, while museum staff, including longtime employee Harriet Collette, dismissed the story as mere folklore. None of them choose to stay after hours to disprove it, though. I wouldn't either. Oh, you believe that? Go ahead. I'm not staying.
I'm good.
Yep, I'm good. Thanks. The fairy tale of Mabel Thatcher has transformed the museum into a magnet for ghost hunters and history enthusiasts and curious visitors. Whether viewed as a ghost story or a metaphor for love and longing, Mabel's legend adds a haunting and romantic element to Arkansas's rich historical landscape. I am not going there. Arkansas, it's one of our states, but it's not a place I want to visit. I just don't have any reason to go there. I love the people there, but I'll pass on Arkansas. Movie mannequins and weird shit. No, thank you.
I hear you. I understand. But we go there right now because we're going to Tennessee. Our first stop, the Tennessee Brewery, a towering relic, a Memphis industrial might built in 1890. So there's this brewery in Tennessee, and it was built in 1890. And this brewery was once the largest in the South. It produced an impressive 250 barrels annually, but its success was interrupted by Prohibition, and while operations resumed in 1933, the brewery eventually closed, leaving its grand structure vacant and haunted. Visitors and investigators report phantom footprints, crashing sounds, and even physical sensations like pinching and pushing. Paranormal teams have captured EVPs, glowing orbs, and strange reflections. One lingering spirit may be that of a boxer who tragically died in a match held at the brewery. Despite its eerie reputation, the Tennessee Brewery is a stunning piece of Memphis's industrial past. Preservation efforts continue, but for now it remains a ghostly monument overlooking the Mississippi River. Our journey takes us to the Memphis Convention and Visitors Bureau, housed in the historic Woolen Building. Built in the 1840s, the structure once served as a Civil War field hospital, where countless soldiers endured amputations and unspeakable suffering. Today, the Woolen Building is a hub for Memphis tourism, but its ghostly past lingers. Employees and visitors report phantom scream moans and shadowy figures in the windows. The basement and a locked room on the first floor are hotspots for paranormal activity, with some describing as strange and traceable with some describing a strange, untraceable humming sound. While the building represents Memphis's growth as a tourist destination, its haunted history reminds us of the sacrifices and tragedies woven into the city's past. Ooh, sauce. Let's start with Sauce's Restaurant, a hot spot for flavor and phantoms. Housed in
Good combo.
right? I hope the sauce is good. Let's see here. Housed in the historic Barbaro building, the restaurant's history is rooted in the tragedy of the yellow fever epidemic of 1878. We're always trying to roll into the 1900s. It's the 1800s, 1878. During this devastating time, the building served as a field hospital and the adjacent used as a temporary morgue. Today, visitors report furniture moving on its own, chairs tipping, and disembodied voices calling from the basement. Investigators have captured photos of orbs said to be spiritual energy floating in the alley and the restaurant. Whether you're indulging in their favorite dishes or drawn by haunted reputation, Sauces offers more than just a meal. It serves a connection to Memphis's darkest chapter. The Orpheum Theater. Next, we stop onto the Grand Orpheum Theater. How many Orpheum theaters do we have?
I know we will have one in Phoenix, don't we?
That's why I'm like, how many are? Yeah, exactly. Okay. A jewel of Memphis' entertainment scene, built in 1928 after the original Grand Opera House burned down, the Orpheum Theater is renowned for its dazzling architecture and its most famous resident, Mary, a 12-year-old spirit with a penchant for CC5. Mary, often seen in a white dress with pigtails, is known for her mischievous antics. She's been blamed for playing organ music when no one is near and moving objects backstage. Paranormal investigators and performers, including legendary Yul Brynner, have had eerie encounters with her spirit. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, the Orpheum remains a beloved Memphis landmark where history and mystery take center stage. Okay, let's begin on South Main Street, where Ernestine and Hazel stands as a cultural and paranormal icon. Originally built in the early 1900s, this building has worn many hats: a pharmacy, a brothel, a saloon, and now one of Memphis's quirkiest bars. But beneath the charm of its famous soul burgers and legendary jukebox lies a darker, haunted history. I'm hungry. I want burgers and sauce. I'm just saying. Legend has it, upstairs brothel is where tragedy struck. A woman took her own life in a clawfoot bathtub. Not the tub. I've always wanted one of those. To this day, patrons report feeling her presence, hearing faint music from upstairs rooms or catching glimpses of shadowy figures on the staircase. And then there's the jukebox, a star in its own right. It's known to play songs eerily relevant to patrons' conversations like Tammy Wynette's DIVORCE during or celebration. That's fun. Coincidence or something more? Paranormal investigators have captured ghostly faces in photos and even full-body apparition on video. But it's not all chills. This venue also steeped in music history, frequented by icons like Otis Redding and Ike and Tina Turner. Whether you come for the soul burgers, the bluesy vibes, or a chance to encounter with the supernatural, Ernestine and Hazel's is a place where Memphis's soul truly lingers.
We're going to start off with Mississippi. Our first stop is King's Tavern, Mississippi's oldest inn, built in 1769 from salvaged ship timbers and barge boards. Its history as a mailpost, tavern, and inn along Natchez Trace is rich with tales of violence, betrayal, and murder. But it's the ghosts that make King's Tavern legendary. In the 1930s, 3 mummified bodies and a jeweled dagger were discovered behind the fireplace, lending eerie credibility to the stories of murder within these walls. One of the most famous spirits is Madeline, a red-haired servant rumored to have been murdered by Mrs. King in a fit of jealousy. Guests have reported seeing her ghostly figure, and staff often hear doors opening and closing as Madeline herself were making her rounds. Then there's the haunting cry of an infant, thought to be tied to the violent legacy of outlaw Big Harp, who allegedly murdered a child on the premises. Adding to the intrigue is the Indian runner, a spirit in a war bonnet who appears near midnight in the tap room, swinging chairs, faucets turning on by themselves, and phantom voices ensure that King's Tavern remains both an historical gem and a supernatural hotspot. Whether you're a skeptic or believer, this is one inn where the past is always present. From King's Tavern, we move to Magnolia Hall, a Greek revival mansion built in 1858 by Thomas Henderson, a planter and merchant. Known for its historical elegance, Magnolia Hall also has a resident spirit, Henderson himself. Henderson died in the home in 1863, but those who work and visit Magnolia Hall say he never truly left. His ghost is often seen as a shadowy figure in his former bedroom or as an orb responding to music played in the house. Paranormal investigators have captured glowing orbs in photographs, seemingly moving to the rhythm of the melodies. Hostesses report feeling watched, particularly in Henderson's bedroom, where the impressions appear on the bed as if someone just sat down. Despite those ghostly encounters, Henderson's spirit is described as protective, overwatching the mansion and ensuring that it remains well cared for. Magnolia Hall offers a fascinating blend of cultural history and ghostly intrigue. Visitors come for the period furnishings, Civil War artifacts, and the only costume collection in Natchez.
Wow.
But they leave with stories of Henderson's malevolent hauntings. That's interesting. I've heard of the place, but I've never been there. Our final stop is Stanton Hall, named Belfast, and built in 1858 by Irish immigrant Frederick Stanton. This opulent mansion, with its Corinthian columns and important French mirrors, was designed to be a symbol of Stanton's success. Tragically, he died just a few months after moving in, leaving his family to struggle with the property's upkeep.
Wow.
Stanton Hall is, it's crazy when you get your home and then die as soon as as soon as you get in there. It's wild. Stanton Hall is known not just for its grandeur, but for its ghostly resident, a playful black cocker spaniel. Visitors and staff frequently report seeing the dog running through the halls and lounging on the bed, as if it still roams the house in search of its master. The mansion's paranormal reputation is lighthearted compared to the other haunted locations, with the dog spirit adding a whimsical charm to its already stunning interiors. Tour guides dressed in antebellum attire recount the stories of the ghostly pet while showcasing the house's luxurious details, from marble mantels to bronze chandeliers. Today, Stanton Hall thrives as a cultural hub thanks to the Pilgrimage Club, which restored the mansion in 1938. Its combination, history, elegance, and a touch of supernatural make it a must-visit for anyone in Natchez. So from Natchez, we're going to Vicksburg. Our first stop is Lake Mount, a Greek revival home built in the 1830s by Judge William Lake. The judge was a prominent politician with a career spanning Maryland and Mississippi. However, his life met a tragic end in a pistol duel, 61. Legend has it that his wife, Anne Lake, witnessed the fateful event from the veranda using opera glasses. Anyway, that's wild. He's dead.
Yeah.
And today, Anne's presence is deeply felt at Lake Mont, known as the Perfume Lady. She is often identified by the scent of jasmine and soft rustling of silk skirts. Guests have spotted her transparent figure strolling the garden, a place where she cherished in life. A particularly chilling moment occurred during a pilgrimage tour when a federal mirror cracked. Anyway, the mirror cracked. A federal mirror cracked. A phenomenon attributed to Anne's restless spirit. Lake Mount remains Vicksburg's treasure, drawing visitors eager to experience its historical significance and ghostly tales. Next, we visit the Garden Grove Mansion, built in 1840s as a lavish wedding gift from John Alexander Klein to his bride, Elizabeth Bartley. Day. Cedar Grove's grandeur is undeniable, but so is its haunted legacy. The mansion's tragic history includes deaths of 4 of the Klein's children. Their playful spirits are often heard laughing or bouncing balls in the nursery. Guests also report seeing Elizabeth's ghost descending the stairs. while the scent of pipe smoke in the gentleman's parlor signals John Klein's disapproval of certain visitors. The mansion's ballroom echoes with the sound of a fatal gunshot tied to a suicide in its past. Despite its haunted reputation, Cedar Grove remains a romantic getaway and a historical landmark, offering visitors a chance to step back in time and perhaps into the supernatural. So we're going to another mansion, and this is the Duff Green Mansion, built in 1856 as a wedding gift from Duff Green to his wife, Mary Lake. During the Civil War, the mansion became a hospital for both Union and Confederate soldiers, leaving psychic scars that persist to this day. The mansion bears invisible marks of its wartime past, including cannibal damage and bloodstains. Paranormal reports include sightings of a one-legged Confederate soldier,
Right?
Mary Green in her green antebellum dress, and the spirit of the Green's young daughter who died prematurely. Guests often feel a touch of unseen hands and hear eerie whispers in the Dixie Room. The Duff Green Mansion, with its stunning Palladinian design and haunted history, is a must-visit for those seeking a blend of Southern elegance and ghostly intrigue.
And of course, we can't discuss Vicksburg without mentioning a Vicksburg National Military Park, a site commemorating the pivotal siege and surrender in 1863. This battlefield, rich in historical importance, is also known for its supernatural phenomena. Visitors frequently report seeing strange fog formations that move unnaturally, hovering over trenches or grave markers. These spectral mists seem to align with key events from the siege, suggesting that the spirits of soldiers may still linger. The park, with its preserved fortifications and poignant memorials, offer a stark contrast between serene beauty and the violent history it commemorates. Whether you're a history buff or a ghost hunter, the military park leaves a lasting impression. And finally, we arrive at McRaven, often called the most haunted house in Mississippi. Built in
But is it though? They're all haunted. They're all the most famous.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't famous that I never heard, but okay.
I never heard of it.
Built in 1797 and expanded over the years, this home witnessed everything from frontier life to Civil War. The spirits of Mary Elizabeth Howard, who died in childbirth at 15. Ooh, 15. Well, they didn't have TVs back then.
They didn't have anything back then.
Yeah, that's no life. Well, she already died. So, all right. Mary Elizabeth Howard, who died in childbirth at 15, and John Bob, the home's second owner, are frequently encountered by visitors. Apparitions of Confederate soldiers roam the grounds, while unexplained sounds like footsteps and piano notes echo through the house. Mary Elizabeth's bedroom remains a hot spot of activity, with her wedding shawl and lamp behaving in inexplicable ways. Paranormal investigators have captured full-body apparitions and mysterious orbs, adding to McRaven's reputation as a haven for restless spirits.
Wow, that's nuts. So our final state is Louisiana, and we're going to go to New Orleans. The bottom of the cup, New Orleans. Yes. The bottom of the Cup Tea Room, nestled in the heart of the French Quarter at 732 Royal Street, is famous for its fine teas and fortune-telling psychics. However, beyond the mystical ambiance lies a deep, haunting tale rooted in love, loss, and tragedy. At the center of the legend is Julie, an octoroon mistress who fell madly in love with her wealthy French lover. Bound by societal and racial restrictions, their relationship could never be fully accepted. In a desperate act to prove her devotion, Julie stood on the roof one bitter December night, waiting for him to commit to her. He never arrived, and by morning she had perished from the cold, leaving her spirit forever tied to the place of her demise. Julie's ghost is frequently spotted pacing the roof or standing near the chimney, often mistaken for a living woman. Distressed passerbys have even called 911, fearing a suicide attempt, only for authorities to find no one there. Inside the tea room, Julie's presence is more mischievous than mournful. She playfully moves objects, taps on walls, and even lifts skirts or unties ribbons from female visitors. The lingering scent of her perfume and the rhythmic tapping of fingernails on the surface are said to announce her presence. Julie is not alone in her ghostly wanderings. Her remorseful lover is also believed to haunt the tea room. He often has seen is seen playing chess alone by the window, a ghostly figure trapped in regret. Whether visiting for tea, fortune readings, or the thrill of experiencing Julie's ghostly touch, the bottom of the tea room remains iconic destination for those drawn to supernatural side of New Orleans' rich history. So now I have a couple questions. Why the hell would you wait and it's cold outside and perish on the roof? Wouldn't you go inside? I mean, common sense, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's another Magnolia Mansion in New Orleans. An exquisite antebellum home in New Orleans Garden District was built in 1857 as a grand wedding gift from banker Alexander Harris to his bride Elizabeth Lizzie Johnson Thompson. Over the years, it housed wealthy families, served as a Red Cross base, and most notably gained a reputation for paranormal activity. Guests and staff frequently experience eerie phenomenon, heavy doors slamming on their own, chandeliers shaking, and mysterious oily substances appearing on the walls during renovation. The more personal encounters include wristwatches being mysteriously adjusted and objects moving while guests sleep. Among the mansion's many spirits, the caretaker is known for comforting guests by pulling up covers and gently stroking their faces. Yeah, that's a no from me. However, not all spirits are so malevolent. The ghost of a disturbed girl is said to wander from a demolished home across the street, brings an unsettling presence to the mansion. Visitors have also reported seeing the spirit of a little boy running through the dining room, along with the poltergeist activity. Furniture shifting, water glasses slipping over, and music boxes playing on their own. Despite its haunted reputation, Magnolia Mansion remains a sought-after wedding venue, earning a spot among the top 10 romantic inns in 2007. For those daring enough, the mansion offers a ghostly getaway package blending paranormal intrigue with luxury accommodations, making it a perfect destination for history lovers and ghost hunters alike. Crazy. Now, we go over to the
Pontchartrain.
The Pontchartrain Hotel, a historic Garden District landmark, has excluded elegance and charm since its opening in 1927. Over the decades, it has hosted an array of legendary guests, including Tennessee Williams, Walt Disney, and Frank Sinatra. However, beyond its celebrity allure, the hotel has gained a reputation for eerie paranormal activity, especially on the notorious ninth floor. One of the most frequently encountered spirits is that of a hotel's owner, Lyle Schiffenberg, who is said to linger in room 910. Guests report strange occurrences such as faucets turning on by themselves and sudden explained chills. His portrait, which still hangs in the room, has an unsettling reputation. Many have claimed its eyes seem to follow them as they move. Adding to the hotel's ghostly atmosphere are two spirits of widowed sisters who once resided on the ninth floor for years. Apparitions of sisters and the sound of their whispering voices have startled both maids and guests, leaving an eerie imprint on the hotel's haunted history. Despite surviving Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and undergoing an extensive renovation in 2007, Pontchartrain Hotel remains a hot spot for supernatural encounters, whether drawn to its luxurious accommodations or the mystery of the lingering spirits. Visitors can expect an experience that is as haunting as it is unforgettable.
But we're going to the Andrew Jackson Hotel, which, nestled in the heart of the French Quarter, stands on the side of a tragic path. Originally home to an orphanage that burned down in the Great Fire of 1794, the location later housed a courthouse where Andrew Jackson himself once faced legal charges. Today it operates as a charming inn, but its most famous residents are not its living guests. They are playful spirits of children. Visitors frequently hear laughter and footsteps, particularly in rooms 208, 211, and 111. Apparitions of young boys have been seen darting through the lobby, and some guests report the unsettling sound of a bouncing ball echoing outside their doors late at night. Beyond the ghostly children, other spectral figures roam the hotel. A mysterious housekeeper is known to rearrange guest belongings, while a somber man in military attire has been spotted in the courtyard. Some speculate this figure could be Andrew Jackson himself, eternally watching over the historic ground. Blending historic charm with paranormal intrigue, the Andrew Jackson Hotel offers a unique experience for visitors seeking both a glimpse into New Orleans' past and possible encounter with its lingering spirit.
Okay. Next, we journey into the La Petite Theater nestled near Jackson Square. This iconic venue is one of the oldest community theaters in the United States, and its rich history is mirrored by its supernatural tales. The most well-known spirit here is Caroline, an actress who tragically fell to her death on stage. She is often seen in various costumes, helping people find their lost items or simply observing performances. Another ghost, referred to as the jilted actress, is said to have taken her life on stage after a romantic betrayal. Her sorrowful energy lingers in the form of cold spots and a somber atmosphere. But not all the spirits are tragic. Sigmund, a German carpenter, is known for his playful pranks, hiding tools and meddling with technical equipment. The captain, a ghostly admirer of the long-gone actress, is often seen in the balcony, faithfully attending every performance. And then there are the children, spirits who bring an air of mischief, laughing and singing in the theater's corridors. Their presence, combined with the tragic and playful energies of the other ghosts, makes La Petite Theater a fascinating mix of history and the supernatural. Dun, dun, dun.
The LaLaurie House, located at the LaLaurie House, located at 1140 Royal Street, stands as one of New Orleans' most infamous landmarks. Built in 1832, this grand mansion was the home of Madame Delphine LaLaurie, a wealthy socialite whose name became synonymous with unspeakable horror after the gruesome discovery of tortured, enslaved individuals in her attic in 1834. The public's outrage forced the LaLauries to flee, but the house's dark legacy never faded. Over the years, residents and visitors have reported ghostly cries, shadowy figures, and an overwhelming sense of dread within its walls. Paranormal investigators have documented unexplained cold spots and objects moving on their own, further solidifying its reputation as one of the most haunted locations in the French Quarter. Even celebrities haven't been immune to the mansion's eerie presence. Actor Nicolas Cage briefly owned the property, only to sell it shortly after, adding to the lore that the house is cursed. Today, the LaLaurie House remains a chilling highlight of New Orleans' ghost tour, its horrific past continuing to both fascinate and terrify those who dare to stand before its haunting facade.
This was on what's that American Horror Story, The Witch's Coven? That Kathy Bates portrayed that lady. Yeah. The LaLaurie Mansion or whatever. And then you got to rewatch that. Then she was horrible. She was crazy.
Crazy. All right, then. I will have to do that. All right. The Nottoway Historic Inn, an architectural masterpiece of the antebellum South, stands as a symbol of wealth and ambition. Built in 1859 for $80,000, a staggering sum at the time. The mansion was the vision of John Hampton Randolph, who made his fortune by transitioning from cotton to sugarcane farming. The White Ballroom, its crowning jewel, was designed to showcase the beauties of Randolph's daughters at lavish social events. With Italian marble fireplaces, crystal chandeliers, and intricate detail, Nottoway exudes grandeur and opulence. Yes, beyond its architecture, Nottoway carries an air of mystery as ghostly legends have persisted through the years. The most famous spirit is a woman in black, often seen on the third floor, on staircases, and in bedrooms. Guests and staff have reported cold spot, objects moving on their own, and eerie nighttime noises. Some believe she is tied to a tragic love story, while others suspect she was a member of the Randolph family or former servant. One of the most chilling tales involves guests witnessing objects flying across rooms as if hurled by unseen force. Yet despite these unsettling encounters, the woman in black appears more curious than malicious, adding to the mansion's mystique. Today, Nottoway operates as an inn and event venue, drawing visitors for its historical charm and those hoping for a paranormal encounter. Yeah, wild.
So, Thank you for joining us on this journey through eerie mansions, tragic love stories, and playful spirits along the Mississippi River. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. It helps keep the hauntings alive. Until next time, stay haunted.